Hey, what's up, guys? It's the Sports Blitz here, and we're back with our NFL Week 11 power rankings. The Monday Night Football game for Week 10 just got over. Dolphins with a 23-15 victory over the Rams. Just some quick thoughts on that game, real quick. Dolphins defense looks really impressive. They were in Matt Stafford's face all night. They were making plays left and right. So defense for the Dolphins looking really good. Offense honestly kind of left a lot to be desired. If I'm being completely honest. I thought the Rams defense did pretty well against the Dolphins offense. So I will credit the Rams defense there. Honestly, it was a bit of an ugly game. I didn't think it was the funnest Monday night football excuse me, Monday night football game we've seen. So, but anyways, that's not why you guys are here. You're here for the power rankings. Let's go ahead and get on into it. So, first off, there is a new team at the bottom this week. It is no longer the Saints. It is the New York Giants. Whoa. Whoa. Sorry, this whole thing just like lagged. There we go. Giants here at 32. They lost to the Panthers. I mean, watching the game, and I watched every second of it. Watching the game, the Panthers looked like the very clear better team there. It kind of felt like the Panthers were, especially in the first half. Especially in the first half, they were just in a lot more control. They had the Giants shut out at halftime, 10-0. Panthers just looked like the better team, and I think at one point the Panthers you know, kind of played a little bit looser, little more carefree towards the end, and that kind of allowed the Giants to catch up and make it overtime. But watching the game, it felt like the Panthers were the clear better team. So I've got the Giants here at 32. Bottom team in the NFL right now. So this last week I did have the Raiders at 31. It was their bye week, so gonna go ahead and keep them here at 31. I think that's very fair given the situation. At 30, I've got the Titans. Sorry, I don't know why these logos are all like lagging, but yeah, we got the Titans here at 30. They got worked pretty bad by the Chargers. It was not pretty. Will Levis made a few pretty good throws here and there, but he also made some really, really bad throws. I think that's going to be something you see on a weekly basis with him. He makes a lot of really stupid mistakes, but also will make some really impressive plays here and there. That's kind of just who he is as a quarterback right now. So, yeah, Titans didn't look great as a whole, so I got them here at 30. At 29, I'm gonna go ahead and have the Saints here. I kind of debated on moving them up a little bit, but I'm not sure quite how sold I am on Darren Rizzi quite yet. The team looked a lot better with Darren Rizzi, okay? I'm going to give the Saints full credit right there. They looked a lot better with him, but it is only one game. It was a divisional game against the Falcons. Divisional games can go either way. And I feel like the Saints and Falcons usually have dogfight type of games. So, I mean, yeah, the Saints won here, but I want to pump the brakes a little bit before I start putting them too much higher. So I think here at 28, I'm going to go ahead and have the Jaguars. Defensively, they played the Vikings really well. Okay, I'm going to give them full credit defensively. Now, offensively, that was a different story. Mac Jones didn't look good. And honestly, given how that game looked, I don't know if Trevor Lawrence would have looked much better. Because, I mean, the Vikings have an insanely tough defense. I mean, one of the toughest defenses in the whole league. So, yeah, I don't think it would have gone that different with Trevor Lawrence. So, again, giving the Jags defense full credit here. But, yeah, I really don't think it would have been much different with Trevor. At 27, I'm going to go ahead and have the New England Patriots here. They had an impressive win over the Bears, 19-3. That was one of the games that I was wrong about this week, which I actually didn't cover. I ended up going, I believe I went 10-4 this week. Let me fact check that. I believe, yes, I went 10-4 this week. The games I got wrong were Patriots against Bears, Falcons against Saints, Steelers against Commanders, and then I know on my prediction from last week that I recorded, I had the Dolphins winning that. So, recorded wise, yeah, it's technically 11-3, but I did switch it last minute to the Rams. I thought the Rams were going to win it last minute, so yeah, ended up going 10-4 instead of 11-3 this week. So, bad call on my part, but anyways, yeah. Drake May looked all right. There was one really bad looking interception that he had, but I mean, he's a rookie, all right? Rookies are going to make those type of mistakes. They got the win, so they're up a few spots this week. At 26, let's see. I think I'm going to do this. At 26, I'm going to have the Jets. They got absolutely worked offensively and defensively by the Cardinals. It wasn't even a contest. Like, the Cardinals smoked them. Kyler Murray only had 2 incompletions. They were running all over the Jets. Yeah, it was ugly. Bad game from Aaron Rodgers. The O-line wasn't good. Defense wasn't good. Just a bad game overall. So I've got the Jets here at 26. At 25, if it wants to load properly. Sorry, sometimes these tiers are super laggy, but at 25 here, I do have the Cowboys. They also got absolutely demolished by the Eagles this week. I know they had Cooper Rush, and they're going to have Cooper Rush for the remainder of the season. I don't really see anything really going to go better for the Cowboys for the rest of the season. Like, looking at their schedule, I don't see anything there that I'm like, yeah, Cowboys for sure have this game. I mean, they even have the Panthers coming up here week like 14 or 15. And even that one, I'm like, they could end up losing to even the Panthers. So, yeah, Cowboys are looking awful right now. So, got them here at 25. At 24, I do have the Carolina Panthers. I know this does seem like a really big jump, but it is back-to-back wins for them. Bryce Young, even though the stat sheet may not show it, he's played really well. He managed the game really well. He made the plays where needed. Honestly, he had receivers drop several balls this game. So, you know, that part made Bryce's stats not look as good. He also had a touchdown get called back. Touchdown that he threw to David Moore. So, I mean, overall, like, Bryce Young looked really good. The defense stepped up huge. They picked off Daniel Jones twice. They also forced a fumble in overtime, very first play of overtime, and recovered it. Were able to kick the game-winning field goal. So, yeah, their defense looked significantly better this week. I thought their pass rush looked a lot better with DJ Wanham back. The offensive line is incredible. Even with the injuries, they only allowed one sack. And this is against the defense that has made the most sacks in the entire NFL. So yeah, their O-line looked really good. So Panthers, I kind of think they're on the rise. I think they're looking good. I think 24 is a solid spot for them right now. 23, I know this is technically a move up for the Browns on a bye week, which again I don't normally do, but I mean that's how bad the Jets and Cowboys have been lately that I don't think it's necessarily wrong to do. I mean, you guys all saw how the Cowboys and Jets looked this week. I think that's plenty information to drop them. You know, even below a team that was on a bye. Because if you're on a bye, you can't play. Cowboys and Jets would have been better off just not playing. So that's how bad it was. So, 22, similar situation for the Colts. They weren't on a bye, and Flacco threw like 3 picks and had a fumble against the Bills. And honestly, they didn't look great. But, I mean, again, look at the teams behind them. It's a little hard to still have any of these teams really above them. I mean, again, you could argue Panthers to be even higher, but it's also like they were at 29 coming into this week. I don't see how you put them all the way up at like 22 after beating the Giants in overtime. So it's like, yeah, I get the Colts lost, but look at the teams behind them. Who do you really put them behind? So that's kind of my argument there. At 21, I'm putting the Chicago Bears. Honestly, I wanted to put them further down, but again, there's a lot of bad teams right now. I mean, something I want you guys to realize right now, the Panthers and Saints both have a 3-7 record right now, and they're at the 9th and 10th draft spots right now. I mean, very bad records and a lot higher in the draft than you normally would. So, yeah, there's a lot of bad teams in the NFL right now. A lot of bad football being played. So, that's why the Bears are still as high as 21. Again, I want to put them lower. Caleb Williams hasn't thrown a touchdown in 3 weeks. He also hasn't ran for a touchdown in that time. So, yeah, the offense is completely falling apart. Defense seems like it's about fed up with the offense too. So it's still a good defense. Like it's still one of the best defenses out there, but they're kind of starting to look fed up with the offense and kind of not playing as hard as they normally would, you know? So, yeah, Bears in a rough spot for that. I think at number 20, I'm going to have the Dolphins here. I know this doesn't seem like a big jump for them. This is another one of those situations that, like, I know their defense looked really good tonight, but their offense left a lot to be desired. I didn't think Tua looked good at all. He really only made a couple, like, good throws. So, yeah, I don't know. It really was an encouraging play from Tua. They're still not getting Tyreek Hill super involved, which I don't understand. In my opinion, I think you need to have at least 3 deep balls to Tyreek Hill a game just to keep the defense back a little bit and prevent them from stacking the box. That's just my opinion. But what do I know? I'm not Mike McDaniels. Anyways, at number 19, I'm gonna go and have the Seahawks here. They were on a bye. Can't really say much there. So 18, I think I'm gonna have the Bengals here. Um, Technically only down 1 spot. I mean, I thought they played the Ravens really tough. They were they were real close to winning that game. And honestly, there were some missed calls. On that 2-point conversion, there were like 3 different penalties that you could have called on the Ravens there that they did that they didn't. So I mean, it was literally a game of inches. Like the refs kind of screwed them. The Bengals defense kind of screwed them. You got to feel for the Bengals offense because their offense is insane. Like Jamar Chase had like 200 and what was it, like 260 something yards and I think 2 touchdowns, and they still lost. Like you got to feel for their offense. Offensively, like got a top 5 offense in the league. But like that defense is bad. Refs missed calls. So I'm not going to drop the Bengals more than this. I know their record shows that they're bad, but they're not. All right. Here at, let's see, would this be 17? I'm going to go ahead and put the Tampa Bay Buccaneers only down 1 spot. I know they should have lost by more against the 49ers with, 3 missed kicks. But overall, I thought they played the Niners pretty well given Christian McCaffrey's return and debut this season. At least on the ground, they slowed McCaffrey down really well. I think only like 3 yards a carry. They did let him get a lot through the air, though. So, couldn't slow him down that way. But overall, I thought they played the 49ers pretty tough. So, I've got the Bucks here at 17. At 16, I'm going to go ahead and have the Rams here. Their offense just didn't look good at all against the Dolphins. Again, that was a game that both defenses looked really solid, but neither offense looked good at all. Like, even remotely good. So, yeah, that's all I really have to say about that game. I think I've kind of beaten that to death, 15, I'm going to go ahead and keep the Broncos here. Um, I think 15 is a solid spot for where they're at right now. They were close to beating the Chiefs, but got the field goal blocked. Just couldn't do quite enough to get the win there. 14, I have the Chargers here. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the highest I've had the Chargers all season. And I mentioned last week, like, hey, if they keep winning and keep looking good, they're going to be on the rise. And sure enough, they're on the rise. They're here at 14. They're looking like a good team right now. I think they're 6-3. So they're looking like a really good team right now. I think their offense is starting to improve, especially with Gus Edwards back in the lineup. Their defense is really good. I really like that defense. It's probably the best in the league right now. Yeah, I'm excited to see what the Chargers do going forward. So, 13. Um, 13. I think I'm gonna have the Texans here. They were actually really close to beating the Lions. They intercepted Jared Goff five times, which it's like, with that many turnovers, how do you not win the game? Well, C.J. Stroud also turned over the ball twice. I didn't think they were efficient enough running the ball. Honestly, if they had Nico Collins in this game, Texans probably would have won, but he was inactive last minute, and I think that took a toll on them for this week. So, got the Texans here at 13. At number 12, I'm going to go ahead and drop the Falcons down here. I mean, really, the Falcons were... Yeah, look, Younghoe Koo missed several kicks in this game. I want to say he missed 3, which, had he made all those, would have been enough to beat the Saints. But you look at the Saints game, and there were also multiple really big plays that got called back. There was also that Alvin Kamara throw down the sideline late in the game that I don't know how Kamara didn't catch it. I think Saints fans know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know how he didn't catch that, but the Saints definitely outplayed the Falcons in that game. So, yeah, I think with that game, that's more than deserving to drop the Falcons those 3 spots. So, at number 11, I'm going to go ahead and put the Green Bay Packers here. I know they were on a bye, and I know I said I don't normally drop teams after a bye, but, I mean, the Niners got a win. They looked good with Christian McCaffrey. I think it's fitting to just swap them out right there. I think a swap is pretty deserved right there. Number 9, I have the Cardinals here. Man, the Cardinals are looking good. I did not think at any point in this season that I would have the Cardinals in my top 10. Didn't think that at all. I didn't think Kyler Murray was going to be playing this well. I didn't think their defense was going to be that good. Honestly, I thought James Conner was overrated, and he's balling out. Cardinals are looking real good, and I'm honestly really excited to see how they do going forward. So, yeah, that was really exciting. Number 8, I'm going to go ahead and drop the Commanders here. Down to number 8, 3-point drop. They played the Steelers well. This isn't really a knock on the Commanders at all. I just thought the Steelers played really well, and I don't see how after that week that you really could put the Ravens or the Eagles below them. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and have the Commanders there at number 9. Or sorry, that's number 8. Number 7, gonna have the Ravens here. Played the Bengals really tough. I mentioned earlier there were a lot of missed calls. But I also did think on that last drive, leading down the field, there were a lot of BS calls that did get played, or did get called that I didn't think should have. So yeah, I think overall it kind of balances out in a way. But again, Lamar Jackson played the Bengals really, really tough. I think at this point, MVP has got to be either Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow. I think those are the two top guys right now. But both of their defenses are not looking good. They're both looking pretty rough right now. So, number 6, I'm going to go ahead and have the Eagles right here. This is up by 1 from last week. So, yeah, they played the Cowboys really tough. I mentioned earlier, Cowboys looked pretty pathetic. And honestly, for this game, they didn't even really use Saquon Barkley all that heavy. I thought they definitely could have given him another like 10 touches, to be honest, but they didn't need to. They just torched the Cowboys that bad. So the Eagles are looking like a really good team. They're on a good win streak right now. I want to say it's like a four game win streak. So yeah, they're looking hot right now. Number 5, I've got the Steelers here. They beat out the Commanders. Russell Wilson is looking amazing with the Steelers right now. His deep ball with them is beautiful. I mean, it's looking like one of the best deep balls in the league right now. Their defense is really good. George Pickens is a really good contested catch guy. Just overall, the Steelers are looking really good. So I got them here at 5. And then I'm just going to say these next 4 are going to remain the same. Vikings at 4, Bills at 3, Chiefs at 2, Lions at 1. I know there's going to be arguments for, that Sunday night game for the Lions that Goff threw so many interceptions. They didn't look good. It wasn't a pretty win. Well, you could say the same thing about the Chiefs. I mean, they almost lost on a game-winning field goal. They luckily managed to block it. I mean, there's arguments to be made for both sides. But overall, I don't think it's enough to really move these final 4 spots. So overall, let me know what you think of these rankings in the comment section below. Again, make sure to smash that like button in the comments. Smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Later.